Alright guys, we are back with some more MX versus ATV Reflex today. This is, we have two tracks to show you, but the first track, or the second track is the track that has that insane freestyle ramp on it and is really crazy. But this track is really crazy too. This is Def Zone by Wolfram. Now, it is similar to, we just did, what was the track? Roller Coaster Madness by him. And it is similar to that, but the layout, the way the track feels is similar, but the environment, the lighting, the time of day, stuff like that is a bit different. And it's just tough. This track was really tough. I actually almost gave up. I had been playing it for I don't even know how long, but I couldn't quite finish it. At the very end, I'll show you where I was really having trouble. This first part isn't too bad after you figure it out, but it's just so, it's a really long track, and it's just curvy and twisty, and there was a few places, a few jumps that you didn't have to full send. You had to have a bit of throttle control, and a few places where the track kind of curved away from you, I guess, and you had to remember that, otherwise you're jumping off the track, and it was just really tough. And I found myself, you know, for me, I felt like I was hitting the jump just right, landing just right, but we were crashing. I did play around with the settings. I did have the top speed turned pretty high on, or turned up pretty high for this track. But here, this spot in particular, I was crashing here. If we got past that, we were okay. But then this jump, this was the jump that I kept messing up on. You can see we had a few different lines there where I was trying to hit it. It was very precise. It was very picky. You had to hit it just right. If you overjump a bit, it's a big jump, you crash. If you were to underjump it, well, the landing was really sharp, really steep, so obviously you're gonna crash. And then we have a jump or so here, and then that's the track. So the track, it is pretty long, but I don't think, it for sure isn't as bad as Rampage. I feel like it might even be a bit shorter than Roller Coaster Madness, but I'm not sure. I didn't time it. It is free ride. It doesn't have a raceable version. So, and then we hop over into this track, which overall I feel like Wolfram's track was a bit better. This track is SN National by MX Warlord, and it is crazy. It's kind of, supposedly it's a national. It is free ride. It doesn't, I don't believe it has a raceable version. But it feels like it's inside of a, I wouldn't say a stadium. I think he said Supernatural is what SN was. And so I guess that's kind of the theme he has here. The track is insanely long. It's a very long track. A lot of this stuff, some of I guess the biggest problem I had with this track was that I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do sometimes. Sometimes when you hit a jump, it wasn't clear where exactly you're really supposed to land. It just, I don't know if messy is the right word I want to use. I think this was one of his earlier tracks, and you guys know I love MX Warlord's tracks. You guys know those are some of my favorite ones, the big, overscaled, crazy tracks that just don't make any sense. But this track felt a bit different, and I wouldn't say it is interesting, but it does have, like, this section here is pretty clean. I guess it's a rhythm section. It's just a bunch of big triples, and then at the end, you do have to have some throttle control. You can't just full send. It doesn't appear that you can just full send every part of this track. It does have a bit of split lane. We're kind of crossing over because I felt like I did ride this for a while. I didn't play this track as much as I did the Def Zone by Wolfram, but it kind of felt like there was a specific, in some of the split lane sections, it felt like it was pretty specific on which one was easier and which one was kind of wonky. You know, here, this section is a bit similar. Some of this stuff, well, not so much, but some of the stuff I just wasn't really sure how I was supposed to hit it. Because, again, I was full sending, and we were over jumping, or even with a whip glitch, it didn't feel like you were really going to get it. Here you probably could have jumped one farther and then had that opening in the middle, and then here you're just jumping out to flat. Well, not flat, it's rough, but you know what I mean. It really isn't, it just doesn't, it feels, I guess, unfinished on purpose. You know, really, it's not, did I already say it, but not polished. You know, the jumps are kind of, you know, they're not Supercross style where they have, you know, their perfect shape. Everything is like kind of rolled off in places. This section's kind of cool with the big rollers, but yeah, overall it was a fun track. I'm not complaining about it. It was a fun track, but I feel like Death Zone by Wolfram was a bit more fun than this track. Now I do have an edit here. I didn't do a different lap, but what I did was I went back to hit this section again, so we didn't crash and we hit it a bit better and whatnot. Now this is pretty crazy too. I didn't tell you about this. This is a huge bridge, I guess, of logs, and I've seen the logs in some endurocross tracks and whatnot, but that was crazy. When I first saw that, it just blew my mind. It was something I haven't really seen done before in the game. The way he did it, you know, the way MX Warlord likes to do stuff is he has some original ideas, but then sometimes he can take an idea that has maybe kind of been done in the game before in a custom track, and then, you know, take it to the max where it's just so obnoxious and crazy and wild and whatnot. But this section you can kind of see where I was talking about, where everything is just a bit messy, a bit not even, and it's supposed to be a national. Okay, so the jumps aren't going to be as pretty or as perfect as they would be in a supercross track, but I just found myself thinking, because it feels like a supercross track because it's walled off, but since he's going with the theme of supernatural, I think it's just like they came in and contained the area and put up these walls and whatnot, and they have these lights, and I think that's more what it's supposed to be and not a supercross track. Again, because I guess the title of the track, the name of the track implies it is a national. Now here is the bridge. Now I do have two ways of showing you. So we hit it this way, and the reason I hit it a bit softer is because he has pieces or different ramps put together, and if you hit it fast and don't hit it right, your wheel can catch on where the ramp, the pieces connect to each other. Here I got a big run at it. You can jump all the way over the top, and then you can jump all the way to the bottom, which is really sketchy. We do get some reflex there, but we do ride it out. That was very, very difficult to jump all the way to the bottom from the ramp. And that was getting a run from the outside because, again, this was a free ride ramp. Now, behind that area, there actually was a loop-de-loop where you could ride, you know, well, you know what a loop-de-loop is, but it didn't appear that there was really a way to ride that. Every time I tried, I was just crashing. He wouldn't go all the way around, so I think that was more for looks than anything else. But we are pretty close to the end here. I do hit the finish line two different ways, or maybe I just show you the second way, because the finish line is kind of sketchy too, and wasn't really sure how to hit it. I feel like the way I show you in the video here is probably the way he intended for you to hit it, but it does appear to have some line choice in it, and the track overall does have some line choice. So the track is fun. I do encourage you guys to check it out. You can get them from ds19.eu, I believe. So you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.